Hey everybody, welcome to That's Good Broncos, special live edition. Today we're talking about some stuff live.
You alright? Okay.
All right, so today we're going to start by talking about the Colts and Broncos.
That's right.
And since Steve's here and since he knows a lot about the Colts,
That's right.
I want to talk about the Colts first, especially since I think the Broncos and Colts may be playing each other in the playoffs.
Oh, I think absolutely. At least a wild card spot because the Broncos are not going to win last 4 games.
I don't know. What do you think the Colts' chances are in the playoffs? Because I know, like right now, they're 8-4.
Yeah.
But every team they've lost to, which are the Eagles, Steelers, Patriots, and Broncos, are good teams.
Good teams, yeah.
And when they lost to the Steelers, that's when Roethlisberger was in his 2-week span of throwing, 6 touchdowns both those games?
He was taking Adderall in those games, man. That dude was killing it. But and our defense just absolutely fell apart in those games.
Yeah, because they were playing...
We let 52 points get up on the board. That was insane. But my whole thing is, realistically speaking, because I'm a total homer, so I'm going to try to be as realistic as I can. I think we have a chance to make a run only because I think this Dan Herron kid could actually carry our running game, which has been our biggest issue. If they actually surrender carries to him, I think that Herron, who's averaging I think like 5 yards a carry or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure what his average is.
I mean, granted, he's only had probably
two
40
starts?
carries in his 2 starts.
Well, not even starts, but 2 games where he
didn't
split carries with Richardson.
Yeah, so I think it's essential we get a running game because everyone knows Luck's going to be throwing the whole game, and that's what the Patriots did. They're like, hey, run it on us.
And you guys couldn't do it?
Because we're covering everybody, and no, we couldn't do it at all. Especially we lost Bradshaw in that game. So.
Yeah. What's interesting is the perfect combo, I think, would be Herron and Bradshaw.
Oh,
right? Because
absolutely.
Bradshaw was doing pretty good.
Oh, yeah, but he needs a change of pace back because he's older and he's got an injury history. It would have been great if we had him, and just dump Richardson. But we'll never dump Richardson because we have like a year and a half left on his contract with guaranteed money or something.
You invested a lot in him.
Yeah. So Pagano is okay giving him the rock and just being like, hey, go run into that wall. Because that's what he does.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, Trent, take the ball and eat it down for us. We need a down eaten right now.
Yeah. Is he good on the goal line?
Richardson? No.
Yeah.
No.
So that's strange to me because the way he runs, I would have assumed like that's where you'd want to use him. You're third and goal or second and goal within a couple yards, just give it to that big guy to get through. But
I mean, oftentimes he just runs it right up to the line and doesn't even get an inch forward. So I don't think they trust him with it, enough to even get that kind of production out of him on the goal line. But I know Bradshaw was the goal line back.
Okay.
Like they were, and often they didn't even run it. I don't think they ran it in the end zone very often. I mean, Bradshaw did it a couple times, but I know they were throwing it to him more than anything else.
Yeah, I think they run their goal line offense similar to the way the Broncos were until, well, even now it's like they get close and they throw way more than they run when they get close.
Right.
And I think teams that want to compete in the playoffs, like you've got to be a threat either way.
Absolutely.
Or else your goal line offense becomes not as, impactful.
Which is why the C.J. Anderson thing for you guys is so huge.
Yeah.
No, I like the Broncos.
I
definitely didn't like the Broncos in Week 1. That was insane. Dude,
yeah. You were at the game.
I was at the game.
I was at the tailgate of the game. We tried to meet up.
Yeah, we couldn't even see each other, but we were in Colorado. And, no, dude, I fucking hated the Broncos during that game.
I bet.
I felt it. I
bet.
And I felt it here in this very house, in this very apartment, when the Colts played the Broncos for the first time, when we were watching that game.
Yeah.
Because
that's the reason I've never had you back over to watch a game.
No, I understand.
Because the Colts won.
I understand. No, when Peyton got sacked, I was like, fuck yeah. And I had like an out of body experience. I'm like, what?
Conflicting emotions.
Yeah, it was so weird. Very weird.
But so then you cheated on your wife.
No, it did feel like that.
It's like part of you
like
feels good doing it, but then part of you feels bad.
Oh yeah, it was like I was watching myself cheat on my wife.
Neither of us are married.
No, we're not married. We've never been, nor have we ever been married.
Yeah.
We have no idea what we're talking about. No, but it's very. I don't know. It's conflicting.
That's interesting.
Emotions. But I root for the Broncos literally every game except for the Colts game.
Yeah, no, that's good.
So
that's a smart move.
Yeah.
When you were in Denver at the game, how were the Broncos fans?
Okay, so most of them were pretty cool, like in the stadium. Fans have to be dicks during games because it's like, dude, if someone was at my team with an opposing team's jersey, I'd give them hell. But
I have no doubt you would.
Yeah, exactly. But you shouldn't mean it too much. Like, you shouldn't be an actual dick. Like, being an actual dick is wrong. But being like, hey, fuck you and your team, buddy. Like, but it's like, in the good sportsmanship, kind of demeanor. Like how I'll be like, yeah, fuck your team or whatever before the game.
Yeah.
But like, it's not like mean or with malice.
Okay. So nobody was too much of a dick.
There was a waiter. There was a waiter who I was wearing my Colts jersey and my girlfriend's wearing her Colts jersey.
Was it a Manning jersey?
No. I was wearing my Luck jersey.
Okay.
Or I was wearing my Reggie Wayne jersey, and my girlfriend was wearing a Marvin Harrison jersey. And of course it was game day. Like, the game was that night. So he's been serving us. He's given us a lot of hell, but like more hell than like, it was like, all right, dude, fuck, man, I just want to eat my barbecue sandwich, dude. So
it's the worst when a waiter talks to you too much too.
Oh, it is. It is. Well, it's sometimes I've had good experiences with talky waiters,
really?
but mostly I'm just like, man, brother.
Mostly I want them to leave me alone because I don't want to have to engage in a conversation I don't want to have.
Because you're used to editing videos all day in your apartment and not talking to people.
Yeah, I'm a recluse.
Yeah, a bit of a...
Right now I'm uncomfortable.
No, I understand. Yeah, exactly. So the guy's serving us and shit and giving us hell. So at the end of it, I do the tip and I write on the top of the receipt, what was it? 42-7, never forget.
Whatever the Super Bowl score?
The Super Bowl score. What was it?
43-8.
I think it was 43-8. Yeah, I looked it up before to make sure, and I wrote 43-8, never forget on the fucking
So you got him.
Oh, I got him for sure, dude. You pick up the receipt, and you're just like, oh, fuck. I mean, that's all I wanted.
No, like, that's a funny way to do it. Like, I'm so sick of, at least in my comments or on Twitter, like, people just says 43-8. So their argument, 43-8.
Fuck.
43-8.
Fuck. It's brutal.
But
until you beat the Seahawks, that's brutal.
Yeah.
It is. Dude, I was during that whole game. I was like on my feet. I don't think I sat down one time in that whole game.
That game was rough.
I wanted them to win so bad.
Yeah,
I'm just so sick of the Russell Wilson talk, the Russell Wilson commercials. The Russell Wilson is a fucking legend. If I was drafting and I had the first pick and the whole NFL roster was available for pickup, I'd take Russell Wilson with number 1. Like, who the fuck are these people?
I don't know.
I've heard people say shit like that.
I haven't heard anybody say that.
Yes. I think Skip Bayless said it. So
if anybody would say it would be him.
It was somebody like that where you're just like, gee, it was either him or Dilfer, but it was just like, okay, dude.
That's crazy.
No, but all the hype around, dude, I'm just going to say this because I believe this, and feel free to call me a fucking idiot because I'm sure you feel like I am one, but Russell Wilson is not an elite quarterback, in my opinion. Sorry, homie.
I don't know. I think time will tell on that. Right now, he's not. It's hard because he's not a game. He's somewhere between a game manager and an elite quarterback. Like Alex Smith to me, is still a game manager.
Yes, 100%.
Russell Wilson makes plays when he needs to.
He does.
And the thing that he does well consistently is not make mistakes.
Right.
But he's not the guy who's going to go out there and throw you 300, 400 yards a game.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He might rush for 100 yards in a game, which I think is what gives him something that is different. God damn it.
To me, that's something that's not permanent.
Hey!
Hey!
Oh, shit. Okay, yeah, Russell Wilson. I don't know,
I just don't feel like he's elite. And I know that's, everyone's like, no, that was settled already. But to me, it's not fucking settled.
No, I mean, well, the Seahawks, they play a different style of offense, too. Like, their offense is set up by Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah, dude.
Marshawn Lynch is...
But the kid gets no respect. They're going to release him after the season.
Yeah, well, I think he's a weird dude.
He's a weird dude, but, dude, he just doesn't want to talk to the media. How about, all the weird dudes who keep getting arrested for possession? Like, what about those guys?
Yeah, no, I mean, I would take Marshawn Lynch, and I think that
I hope we take Marshawn Lynch next year. I'll put it like that.
The frequency in which players and coaches are forced to talk to the media is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's part of the reason so much of what you are fed on TV is garbage because
it's the same fucking shit.
It's like, why do you think coaches sound the same every time they talk? It's because they're asked the same questions, and they've learned if they say anything other than their scripted fucking answers, they're gonna get torn apart by somebody.
The fact that I just said the words elite quarterback just shows you how browbeaten I have been by the sports media. Because who gives a shit about terms like that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
we know what that means. It's like, he's one of the best.
Well,
right?
it's for fans of Seattle, right? They want to hear people say
they do.
Their quarterback's elite.
That's it.
And everybody else that's not a Seattle fan wants to say, no,
that's
fuck
it.
that guy, he's not elite.
Yeah, especially Broncos fans.
Unless they're the Jaguars.
Yep.
Then they don't care.
No, they don't give a shit.
Like, yeah, they probly are elite.
Gotta
we'll
be.
take anybody to come say
that guy's probably definitely elite. Like, we got an elite quarterback coming in here this week. Who's the Raiders quarterback? We got Derek Carr coming in here.
Yeah, probably the Raiders are a better example
right now.
Probably. But yeah, I mean, if there... Let's see. I'm trying to think of quarterbacks I would want before I'd want Russell Wilson.
Okay. Drew Brees. Peyton Manning. Tom Brady. I hate to fucking say it.
Yeah.
Because fuck Tom Brady.
I hate it too, but...
Tom Brady. I would take Roethlisberger.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers in a second. Andrew Luck in a second.
But after that's when I start to consider Wilson.
Okay, hold on.
It's like you got like people like Stafford or Matt Ryan.
You got Jake Locker still on the board, man. Jake Locker, right? You got. We're talking about guys right now, Brandon, like Jake Locker.
Jake Locker, is he elite?
We're talking about. This is how they talk on those shows too. We're talking about guys right now that are in contention, Brandon, like Jake Locker, like the Colin Kaepernicks, like the Matt Hasselbecks of Seattle, and it's like, no, dude, he's not Seattle, and they're like, oh wait, no, okay, he's a backup player at the Colts. Okay, he's backing up.
Yeah,
now.
I've heard he yells at Luck a lot.
Does he really?
Yeah, Luck said he's a fiery guy. He's always yelling at people. Like, in a good way.
Okay.
Like, trying to coach him up, but he said he's super intense.
He's like, come on, Luck. I can see Hasselbeck.
You're screwing up. Like, I never pictured Hasselbeck that way.
No, I didn't
apparently
either at all.
He's in Luck's ear a lot.
Oh, that's great, dude.
Which is, I think, what you would want out of a veteran backup.
I mean, it's... Dude,
so I derailed you from your joke.
No, it's fine. Seattle was so bad for so long that Matt Hasselbeck is a legend to them.
Yeah,
so that's the
he took them to their first Super Bowl.
So that's the one thing that I want to like pat him on the back for is like, hey, good for you guys for winning the Super Bowl because like they were so browbeaten for so many years.
Yeah.
But then it's this new cockiness that drives me fucking apeshit. It's just like I see so many new jerseys everywhere I go.
Oh yeah,
and with the fucking tags on them, and I'm like, dude, how long have you been a fan for?
Yeah, I think that's a big thing about Seattle. It's like
it's a huge thing about it. Like all I see are the new jerseys. The old jerseys were every fucking wear back in the day. It was just that Reebok shit with the teal or whatever that was.
It's weird too because, like, I've never thought of Seattle as having this strong fan base. Their fans show up to their games. Yeah. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter when your team gets good. Fans start to pay attention.
Right.
There are people like me and you who are going to watch the Broncos and Colts.
Yeah.
When Kyle Orton's the quarterback or Tim Tebow's the quarterback.
Dude, when the Steelers, for perfect example, the Steelers are playing the Colts 52 to like whatever the fuck, and I'm watching the entire game, the whole thing. I don't turn it off.
Yeah.
I fucking sit there and take the pain.
Yeah, you're like, I gotta see every part of this.
That's it. Gotta see it all. I was at the Colts Chargers game last year where they just fucking spanked us. And Vinatieri basically was our whole offense. And I think we put up 15 on them, just field goals.
Really? I don't even remember that game.
Dude, it was crazy. But we wouldn't leave. We could have left early.
Yeah. You were at the game.
Yeah, I was at the game.
I remember.
So, I wouldn't fucking leave, and it took 2.5 hours to get out of there, and we definitely regretted not leaving it at that point. At about the 1 hour 45 mark, where I'm like, how far have we gone? And I'm looking like to my left, and I'm like, that's the whole stadium.
Yeah, I used to live by that stadium,
Holy
and it is
fuck, dude, getting out of there is
the
insane.
worst like
ever. When the Broncos lost the Super Bowl, what did you do the next day? Do you remember what you did?
I think I started working on the episode I was doing for the Super Bowl.
Okay.
So I rewatched the 97 Super Bowl where they won.
That's great.
Well, the VHS tape of it.
Right.
And I based my review on that game.
I remember that.
Right?
That was great. No, that was great. I remember waiting for you to upload that video because I was like, what the fuck?
It was shitty. Like, I had a bunch of people
because you were so
over my
cocky
house.
before. I mean, and you should have.
Well,
been.
in my videos, yeah.
And you should have. Because you guys were killing it.
Well, yeah, we were killing it, and
It was like the 18-1 season for the Patriots, where you're just like, there's no way these guys are gonna lose.
Yeah, I thought, like, I knew Seattle was good too. Like, I was worried about their defense, but I just thought that.
Dude, I didn't think Seattle had a fucking chance in hell.
I thought that we were going to win.
I thought you guys were gonna win even in the fourth quarter.
I think
I was like, I've seen Peyton come back from worse, and I mean, not worse maybe, but I have seen him come back from like some crazy fucking point
Patriots
deficits.
playoff
That
game
Patriots
was
playoff
one of the
game
best games I've ever seen.
Ever. So you just don't know when he's gonna light it up.
I think when Percy Harvin returned that kick after half is when I was like, we're probably losing this game.
Yeah.
Because going into it, I think we were down. I forget.
23 to like 9 or some shit, or no 7. 23 to
8.
8, yeah.
But I don't know. It took me a while to get over that loss, but
Me too, actually. I was devastated.
Yeah.
I was wearing my Peyton Manning Colts jersey, and I was fucking livid.
it was rough. But I had to like teach myself a long time ago to not let games sit with me too long.
Okay.
There was a
How
point.
do you do that? Because I can't do that. I get fucking
You just
really
have
upset.
to be conscious decision about it. Like,
Yeah.
I forget at what point when it happened, but I remember saying to myself, like, you are letting this game make you feel shitty about everything till they play again, almost.
Oh, true.
And I was like,
True.
I don't want to feel bitter this long. So
Yeah.
it's like,
for me, it's more every time I think about it, it's shitty.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
and
every time I think about football, for example, it's shitty until the Colts win again.
Yeah. Well, I think I used to just avoid watching anything about the Broncos.
Yeah.
After they lost. But now that I started making videos and shit about it, like, that I can't get around it. So I start focusing on different things. Like, I try to look at it, I guess, analytically. Like, oh, maybe what could they have done better?
Yeah.
Or we lost, but what shit can I make jokes about now?
Yeah, and
like, I used to hate Phillip Rivers.
Oh, I know.
Now
me too.
I love him
No,
because
I do too.
he gives me so much
Dude,
stuff
me too,
to talk
man.
about.
Well, everyone says I look like Phillip Rivers.
Yeah. And you do.
Thank you. No, everyone fucking tells me that. But I hate it. I used to hate him, same shit. But then this year, because of fantasy, I had to take him when I had to take him, and now I like him.
Yeah, well, and I like Phillip Rivers now too because I realized he's a little crazy on the field, but he is, unlike Brady, like, he's still a guy who's just super excited to play football.
Yeah. Dude, there's no... Okay, so unlike Brady too, there's no moment that I think overwhelms him. And now, respect... Hey, Tom Brady fans, man. I've seen your boy choke, dude. You guys talk about how Peyton chokes. I've seen Tom Brady choke in big games.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen
nobody criticizes him.
Nobody ever does, man. But I've seen it happen many times.
It's like one of those things where he's been clutch enough times where you just
you're
forget
just
about
like,
the
fuck
times
it,
that...
Who cares? But, dude, everyone forgets that, like, you know, Vinatieri's leg gave him 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, it's a little bit like, you know, all this
And a bad call.
All this Manning choke shit is a little... It's so overblown.
It is.
I was reading this article, I think it was on Pro Football Focus, that talks about how, for some reason, in critical games, playoff games, Peyton Manning's, like, his surrounding teams drop passes. Like, their defense surrenders a lot of points in those specific games. Like, it's really random. How
it always comes down
above
to
the average.
It's a team. It's like
no, of course,
but
it's above the average of normal games. Like, for some reason, errant stuff happens during those games.
Yeah,
for Peyton,
I think if you
bizarre.
really look into any of those things, it's hard to blame one player.
Of course,
and sure, there's more pressure on those games.
Yes.
So I think it speaks more to what Manning does on a consistent basis, which is he makes everybody around him better.
Dude, look at Eric fucking Decker. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Eric Decker sucks ass at football.
I don't think any receiver could go to New York.
I think
and
Eric
play
Decker
football.
sucks ass at football, dude. He's horrible at football. But Peyton Manning is like, here you go, buddy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Enough times. And it's like how every celebrity has like a bunch of like stupid friends that like hang out with them because this celebrity did well, so they take their friends with them. Like Eric Decker was like part of Peyton Manning's posse, basically.
Well, yeah.
Just like his hangout crew.
There's been so many receivers that are part of that.
He's the turtle. He's the turtle, dude. That's Eric Decker. Sorry, Eric Decker.
Well, and I mean, I think bringing in Emmanuel Sanders instead of Decker was the best offseason move the Broncos made because Sanders, he's a special player. Like
absolutely,
I was excited to get him because I watched a decent amount of Steelers football last year because I had Antonio Brown on my fantasy team,
that'll do it.
And he was tearing it up. Like,
I had
that guy's
Brown
great.
2 years ago, and he was tearing it up.
But I was like, this Sanders guy is pretty good too because he was returning punts, which he may be doing for the Broncos. He's a more dynamic player than Eric Decker.
Well, dude, but I think John Elway got a little cocky. And he's like, hey, dude, I dropped Eric Decker. I picked up Sanders. I'm going to drop Prater. Pick up, Brandon McManus. What the fuck was that about,
That was the worst decision they made.
Oh, my God.
And right now, they re-signed McManus.
They did?
He'll be doing kickoffs. Connor Barth will be kicking field goals. And so then we also have Brenton Colquitt who will be punting.
Why did they re-sign McManus?
Because Connor Barth
he
he made 5 field goals against Kansas City.
Oh.
But his kickoffs were all short.
Fuck.
And it was a super windy game, and I assumed that coming into this next game, we would reevaluate him. But I'm guessing during practice he's been having trouble with kickoffs.
Damn.
So they re-signed McManus, who, despite being really a terrible field goal kicker,
horrible field goal kicker. Yeah,
he was leading the league in kickoffs, touchbacks.
Oh, is that right?
And he has a strong leg, and I think that's why the Broncos initially thought he could be the guy. But I think his issue is probably confidence. It's like you miss one field goal, you miss 2, and then all of a sudden you're not fucking
that
making
happened
any.
in the playoffs to San Diego a couple years ago to Novak, I think.
Yeah, I think that was Kading.
Kading. So I think that's the game you're talking about because I remember watching him miss like 3.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about too now.
Yeah.
So part of the reason they said they cut him is he was a liability in that if he drank again, he would be suspended for a season. My argument to that is like he's been in the NFL substance abuse program for 3 years.
Yeah.
And he drank beer at his house one time in 3
home.
Years and got
crazy.
caught. Like that's a risk I'm going to take for a guy who owns the record for longest field goal in the NFL.
Yeah.
He kicked a 64-yard field goal against Tennessee last year when it was like 14 degrees outside.
Was it really? I didn't know it was 14 degrees. Wow.
And last year he was better than any other kicker in the league above 50 yards.
No, I remember when he did that because he got a nice 6 seconds on all the highlight broadcasts. Like, check this out. This is for the record. Boom!
There it is.
And there it is. All right, Chip, let's bring out the next one. It's just like every single... It's like, that's such a huge record to have glossed over like that.
It's crazy. Make sure to subscribe to Steve Greene's channel, Steve Greene Comedy.
Thank you, buddy.
Steve's got a lot of really good videos. He pranks the fuck out of people.
I try to piss people off, see what they do.
Yeah, he rips on people better than anybody I know.
Oh, come on, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Well, Brandon gives the best football commentary on the internet.
Yeah.
Bar none.
It's real.
Because all of it sucks.
And facts
except for
are
Brandon.
second.
I mean, good Lord. Yeah. You don't need to have the facts when you're mildly entertaining.
That's right.